it is now clear to us that Big Joe is the person that brought upon himself all the wickedness he's receiving. Now, Big Joe did not stop from all the evil he has done to people in the past. He continued it with his wife and now extended it to the daughter he claimed he gave birth to. Big Joe has vowed to destroy not just the wife, but even the daughter. Guys, what did I just watch? This episode is going to be explaining a lot of things to you guys. Stay tuned and let me take you through. Do not forget that the only thing you can do for us to keep bringing out more episodes is to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment. It is getting more hot, more interesting, more, I don't even know why. I cried, I shed tears, I was shocked. Like, how can one person be doing all these things? So guys, today's episode started with Emeka and Debbie met up, and Debbie asked Emeka, what about my own share of the money from the money you realized from selling Big Joe's car? And Emeka said, oh, don't worry, I'm going to send this straight to you. After that, Debbie now told Emeka that now that you have almost destroyed Big Joe, that I think it is enough. Let's now focus on Clara. And Emeka said, I've not even started. I will cripple Big Joe until Big Joe is gone, destroyed. I will not stop. And Debbie was like, the way you are sounding, it sounds like there is a bitterness, there is something, like this is not normal. And that was when Emeka began his story. And Emeka said to Debbie, I have been friends with Big Joe for a long time. When we became friends, Big Joe's life was going well for him. Why, the other way I was struggling, and we were still friends. Big Joe had a good wife, good job, life was good for him. In fact, that Big Joe even got another woman pregnant and the wife accepted the child. That was how perfect Big Joe's life was. But Big Joe did not allow me to sleep. Big Joe rubbed all those things in my face, making me look like I wasn't hustling enough, I was useless, there was nothing good about me. And Debbie was like, but that's not enough. And that was when Emeka now went deep. Years back, guys, one day Big Joe traveled out of the city to go and gallivant. You would think that he went for business trip. He went to gallivant. Only for the wife, Clara, to fall sick. And who did it call? The same Emeka that Big Joe says he's useless, he's not good in anything. And Emeka was on his way going to a business trip when a Big Joe called him and asked him, please, guy, I need your help. And Emeka was like, what is it? Big Joe said, my wife Clara is sick. She can't even move. I need someone to help me go take her to the hospital. And Emeka was like, oh, wow. I was actually heading for the meeting, but I'm going to suspend everything and go take care of Clara. And Emeka immediately left everything he was doing. This is someone that you consider useless, that you never help. Emeka went, picked Clara, took Clara to the hospital, and was sitting in the hospital. Emeka slept in the hospital for 2 days because there was no one available to take care of Clara. In the midnight, the first night, Big Joe called. I was asking Emeka. Emeka was giving him update that Clara is now in the hospital, but he's going to be spending the night. And Big Joe was like, wow, you're going to be spending. And Emeka said, what are friends? For I can't leave her all here alone. And Emeka spent 2 days taking care of Clara until Clara got herself. After that, guys, Debbie, now back to Debbie and Emeka's story. Debbie was like, guy, you really tried. And Big Joe, Emeka said, that's not even enough. Because Debbie was like, but that is not enough. Emeka now went deeper. After Big Joe came back, I was sitting with Big Joe, and Big Joe was just narrating to Emeka everything that happened during his trip, how he was busy pumping champagne of millions. Girls was all over him. Big Joe daddy, Papa Big Joe, empty Big Joe, Big Joe, Big Joe. And while he was narrating the story to Emeka, Emeka seems to be lost. That was when Big Joe called attention of Emeka. Emeka, what is happening? Why are you not here? And Emeka said, my friend, all is not well with me. My mother is in the hospital, and the hospital is requesting 300,000 naira for them to commence treatment. You know, I'm the only child of my parents. I don't know what to do. And Big Joe was like, do you know you are a useless man? So at your big age, you can't afford 300,000 naira for your mother treatment. You are a failure. Big Joe began to finish Emeka while Emeka sat there. And Emeka said, you can tell me anything you want to tell me, my friend. The only thing I need, please assist me. Let me help save my mother's life. And Big Joe said, if you are thinking that I, Big Joe, will pay your mother's hospital bill, I will not, for a grown man like you. And guys, do you know that Big Joe maintained it? Big Joe went ahead to tell Emeka that there is a club happening this evening. If you decide you can tag along with me, come with me, let's go there and chill. And being somebody that is in a frustrated situation, Emeka decided to go with the friend, at least to go there and ease up. While they were there having fun, Emeka was lost. Only for Big Joe to receive a call. Guess what? A girl was calling Big Joe, crying on the phone, telling Big Joe, hey, Papa Big Joe, Papa Big Joe, Big Joe, Big Joe, hey, 700,000 naira, this and that and that. And Big Joe was like, is it because of 700,000 naira? That is why you are crying. Because of 700,000, don't worry, I'm going to pay you. Big Joe was saying this in the presence of his friend that was sitting next to him, that is always available to help him when he is in need, that is asking him for 300,000 naira to save his mother. Big Joe did not give his friend, but Big Joe was willing to send 700,000 naira to a girl. After the call, Emeka was like, my friend, please help me. Why did you choose to be giving me costly drink in this club? The money you use in giving me this drink, you can give it to me. Let me use it and take care of my mother. And Big Joe said, if you're expecting me to do it, I will not. Be happy that I am even giving you, sharing my costly drinks with you. Guys, Big Joe maintained it. Big Joe did not give Emeka money. Now, here comes Emeka coming back from, running around trying to raise the money, and the doctor called Emeka, and Emeka was telling the doctor on the phone, doctor, please exercise a little patience with me. I'm my mother's only child. I'm trying to run around to see if I can gather the money. And the doctor said, it is too late. And Emeka was like, what is too late? The doctor said, your mother is gone. And Emeka broke down. Emeka cried. Emeka cried. Emeka cried. After crying, he stood up and started going to the hospital. So guys, after everything, Big Joe was driving one day and he saw Emeka. And he called Emeka and they were greeting and was like, guy, why are you walking like this? Why are you like this? And Emeka was like, just, nodding his head in agony. And Big Joe continued where he stopped, raining insult on Emeka. Emeka, do you know you are useless? Do you know this and that? Have you even been able to raise the 300,000 naira that the doctor requested? And Emeka said no. Big Joe started rubbishing this guy. You are useless. So, in fact, being my friend is a shame, because I can't even be friends with somebody like you. No, I can't even. No. And while he was still talking, Emeka said, it is too late because my mom is gone. And Big Joe was like, what? So your mother died because of 300,000. Your mother must be ashamed of you. You are not worthy to be called a son. Wow. This guy finished Emeka. Emeka stood there saying nothing but in agony. And after that, Big Joe now asked Emeka, when are you planning the burial? Emeka said, I don't know yet. And Big Joe continued, you don't even have money for burial. You don't even know what kind of a home. I'm like, what is this? And Big Joe now said to Emeka, when you finally decide when you will do the burial, let me know. I'm going to support you with 3 million naira. Guys, Emeka was like, 3 million naira? He said, yes, I'm going to. What are friends for? And Emeka stood there in tears while Big Joe drove. Guys, I'm like, you couldn't give him 300,000 to save his mother, but you are willing to give him, without him asking you, 3 million naira. What is the intention of Big Joe? Why is Big Joe thus mean? Leave it in the comment section if you know. Then back to Emeka and Debbie. Debbie was speechless because Debbie has seen the wickedness that's even greater that's her own business, wickedness. And Debbie was like, what? Guy, you really suffered. Did you mean that Big Joe was willing to give you? And Emeka said, relax. Big Joe spent 4 million naira for my mother's burial. God. And I was like, what is happening? And Debbie tried to tell Emeka that, I know, he has hurt you, this and that, but I think it is time to stop. And Emeka said, after that burial, I vow that I'm going to destroy Big Joe. I'm going to end everything that gives Big Joe joy, even his children, his wife, everything. Guys, my people, I was speechless. I was crying. I didn't even know what to say. Like, please share in the comment section if you think that Big Joe deserves what he is going through. Because listen, yes, I know it's Big Joe's money, but you used to call him when you need help and he will be there. If your friend is there for you, you should learn to be there for your friends also. If it's that Big Joe doesn't ask him for help or anything, that one will be understandable. But when Big Joe needs help, Big Joe will call this guy. But when this guy needed help, that you watched and saw his mom pass, you couldn't do anything. Please leave it in the comment section if you feel that Big Joe deserves what he is going through, because at this moment, you cannot be a child and tell a child how to cry. After Emeka and Debbie's part of talking, because they have vowed to continue where they stopped, now Hans and the guy that the private investigator met in Hans' office, and the guy was telling Hans, is it that you don't know that Benny's picture is all over internet, all over the streets, everywhere? And Hans opened his mouth and was like, what do you mean? I don't know that he's everywhere, he's on internet. And the guy said, he's everywhere. I don't know why they want to reel that innocent girl. And Hans like, what can we do now? The guy said, if you give me a go ahead order, I'm going to, I can find the person that posted that picture. From there we will start. And Hans said, right away, if it's something you can do. The guy said, I know computer guru guys that can track it. And guys, the guy tracked it. Here this Yahoo guy sitting down, pressing his thing, making his call. As he was still there, the private investigator and police landed, and guys, they carried him. Behold, he is somebody that the private investigator have been trying to track. Like, his crime is everywhere. After they carried him, they started investigating, asking him questions. He said that he doesn't know the person that came to give him the job, to ask him to post the pictures. They were asking him, how can you say you don't know? He said he doesn't know. He doesn't even have the number. That that day that the person came, after the transaction, he never saw the person, everything. And they said, do you know the person's name? He said yes, that the person only mentioned his name, and this name is Joe, Big Joe. Guys, could it be that Big Joe is the one behind this? Keep watching, because you are going to find out the truth in this episode. After that, guys, the private investigator went to see Hanks again to tell Hanks that, my guy, we have found the person behind everything. And Hanks was so happy, asking him who is the person. And the guy said, we don't know the person behind it, but the person we know is the person that published the picture. But we only have the name. He was able to give us the name of the person. And he now asked him who is the person. It was hard for the guy to say, because how can a father do this to the child? And the guy said, it is Big Joe. And Hans was like, what? Big Joe? How can Big Joe ruin his own daughter's life? Does it even mean that Big Joe is the person behind what happened in that hotel? At that point, that was what they believe. But you and I know that Big Joe is not behind this. The person that is behind this is Mecha. Yes, he just said that his name is Big Joe so that the problem when they are tracing it, Big Joe will be the person that they will hold. I don't think that is Big Joe. If you think that is Big Joe, leave it in the comment section. I do not think that is Big Joe. Guys, after that, Hans was surprised. Hans came home and was telling the mother, Mom, do you know that it is Big Joe that is behind Benny's picture everywhere, this and that? And the mother was like, what? How can a father do this to the daughter? And Hans was like, maybe he did it, he knows what he wants to achieve, maybe he's even the one behind everything. At that point, they were confused because that was the name they got. But you and I, we know that it is Mecha that did it. And the mother tried to beg him, please, my son, stay away from this family, you have done enough. And Hans said, Mom, I cannot at this point. I can't leave Clara. You know it's Clara. I cannot leave Clara to suffer in the hands of these people. I will not do that. Fam, at this point, what do you think? Do you think that Emeka is going too far in what he is doing to Big Joe? Because not just that Big Joe is affected now, innocent Clara is affected, Benny is affected. We have not even come to the side of why is what's the name, Debbie doing her own. We are talking about what's the name, Emeka. Do you think that Emeka has gone too far, or do you think that Big Joe deserves everything he is getting? Leave it in the comment section. Leave it in the comment section. Or are you among the people saying that if Emeka can focus just on a Big Joe and leave Clara and Benny, that it will be okay? But now Emeka has vowed to crush everything attached to Big Joe. What do you think? Share everything in the comment section. And do you think that Jonathan is behind the release of Benny's picture? Share it in the comment section. I'll be reading comments. Let's interact there. See you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. You can't afford to miss any episode because it's getting more interesting. I will see you guys in the next episode. For now, bye.